The HVR Gemini is currently the only epic HVR variant in this game, Infinite Warfare, and it is obtained by getting the Saber Team 7 mission team to level 50, so you just level it up by playing with it and completing the missions, and then you'll get this epic variant. Its epic perks are akimbo, so you have 2 weapons, and then they have like a better hipfire spread, but obviously having 2 means you can no longer aim down sights, and readiness, which makes you reload faster when the mag is low, and this does stack with dexterity. This perk happens at 8 rounds with the base magazine, or 12 rounds with extended mag, so if you have that ammo count or less, you'll reload faster, just depending on your mag situation. However, the fire rate of these weapons is lower than the base HVR is. The fire rate is 461, and the base HVR has a fire rate of 740 RPM. This makes sense just because you have 2 of them shooting at once, so it's a kind of a similar fire rate if you're shooting both at the same time and combining the fire rates. But yeah, just one is much slower than the normal HVR variant. This weapon will kill in 3 to 6 shots, but I'm just going to be covering the 3 and 4 hit ranges for this weapon because the other ranges are kind of outside what I would consider useful for the HVR Gemini, just because you can no longer aim down sights for it. It's a 3 hit kill up to 4.9 meters, or 5.9 meters if you have rifled barrel, or if you have the silencer attachment, it'll be a 3 hit kill up to 3.6 meters. So this isn't the best 3 hit kill range, but it makes sense. I actually use rifled barrel just so I can get a little bit higher 3 hit kill range, just because this is like the ideal situation for the weapon. You want to be getting 3 hits as often as possible, especially with this akimbo variant. When you kill in 3 hits, you're going to be killing people very quickly, but if you're outside of your 3 hit kill range, your time to kill goes up drastically. After that 3 hit range, it's going to be a 4 hit kill up to 17.8 meters, or 21.3 meters if you have rifled barrel. Finally, if you have silencer, it'll be a 4 hit kill up to 13.3 meters. This is what I was saying, where this kind of gets outside of the Gemini's range anyways. At 17 and 21 meters, you're no longer going to want to be using this weapon, and you would be much better just repositioning and not taking fights at that range rather than trying to spray at people across the map with this hipfire only weapon. 13.3 meters is kind of still in this weapon's range, so if you do have silencer, you're going to be getting in the 5-shot kill range a lot more often than you would be if you weren't using any barrel attachment or if you were using rifled barrel. Like I said, I try to stick to the 3 and 4 hit kill range as much as possible. Generally you want to be fighting people in under 10 meters range or so I don't think that you'll be getting in many fights where you actually need to use the 5 or 6 hits to kill. This weapon has 26 bullets in the mag, or 39 bullets with extended magazine, and I am going to be recommending extended mag just because this is a weapon where you're going to be spraying with, and 26 bullets doesn't really seem like enough to me. For my attachment preferences, I like to use extended mag, laser sight, and rifled barrel. I think extended mag and laser are pretty self-explanatory, and then rifled barrel I also explained above with the damage. I want to get as much 3 hit kill range as I can because that's when this weapon is really going to shine. If you're not getting those 3 hit kills, it takes longer to kill, and at that point you might as well just be using a shotgun in my opinion. So yeah, I really try to play around getting as much 3 hit kills as possible with this weapon because that's where it's in its ideal situation. Extended mag just so I can, if I run into multiple people, it's hard to be picky with your bullets, or not picky, but it's hard to be accurate with your bullets with a hipfire weapon. Sometimes it's just going to miss, so you're going to need more bullets in the mag, and having 2 clips with 39 in it definitely helps out. And then laser sight, since you can only hipfire, definitely making your hipfire better is the way to go. For my perks, I like to use Ghost and Dexterity for perk 1. Ghost may seem odd because I'm not using a silencer, but I do flank a lot with this weapon, and I'd much rather not be on the minimap unless I'm shooting. When I'm shooting, I'm kind of choosing to be on the minimap, and I'm aware of that. But with Ghost, it's hard to get flanks off if you just can be on the minimap at any time, so I like to use Ghost. And then Dexterity, just reloading quickly with this weapon that you're going to be spraying a bunch, it makes sense to me. It'll also make you swap weapons faster, and while we're not using a secondary, I will recommend you pick up a ranged secondary so you can use it as needed. Scavenger, you're going to be running through ammo pretty quick with this, so Scavenger is a no-brainer in my opinion. And then finally for perk 3 we have Gung Ho. This is just so you can slide more often like shotguns. I really think you should be taking advantage of sliding and shooting at the same time with this weapon, so I think Gung Ho is definitely the perk 3 to choose. As far as rigs go, I think the best option would be the FTL with FTL jump and power slide. Like I said before, you're going to be wanting to slide and take advantage of that as much as possible, just so you're a harder target to hit, and it's not really going to be impacting you because you can only hip fire anyways. And then FTL jump just so you can close the gap in certain situations. Maybe there's a guy where he's on your fringe range and he's shooting at you, you can FTL jump towards him and slide, and then he's going to be in your range and you could easily kill him. It's going to throw his aim off. Just FTL gets you out of bad situations in my opinion. But this isn't the only rig you could use this with. I think really any rig would work well with this weapon. It's just up to you. Synaptic, Rewind Propulsion would work fine. Man-at-Arms with or Merc with reactive armor would be fine. In this gameplay, I was using Warfighter with Overdrive just because I was working on the challenges and I didn't have FTL unlocked because I had Prestige. But I really think any rig would do. It's just up to you what you want to use. But I think the best would be FTL with FTL jump and power slide. Now that we got all that class creation out of the way, I'm going to talk about how I think you should play with this weapon. And basically, you just want to play with it like you're a shotgun player. You have a very limited range with this weapon. Not that your bullets just stop like existing, but you're not going to be able to hit people 6 times consistently across the map faster than they can shoot you if they're using something like an NV4. So it's just a waste of time to take those fights. So I just play like a shotgunner, try to limit your engagements to close range like you would with a shotgun, flank like you would with a shotgun, slide at people and kill them like you would with a shotgun. Really, in all intents and purposes, I just view this weapon as a shotgun that has like a high like mag count and like a few extra bullets to kill. I said before that you should pick up a ranged weapon, and that's a reason why you should have dexterity, or another reason to have dexterity, but I definitely think if you come across like an assault rifle or an LMG, definitely pick that up, just because in case you do get caught in a situation where you have to fight people at range or you need to help out your team with a ranged opponent, just definitely having that assault rifle in your back would definitely be helpful. I don't think you should spend like the points to get overkill. Just pick it up when it's on the ground. There's assault rifles all over the place in this game, and with dexterity you'll be able to quickly swap between them, and it really won't be a hassle at all. That's going to pretty much do it for this video. I don't think there's really much to go into other than like you need to play to limit your engagements to close range, and that just requires a lot of map knowledge and like game knowledge that you accumulate from playing the game and getting experience playing the game, and at this point I assume you have that. Just play like you would with a shotgun, limit your engagements to close range, play around areas of the map that already like naturally do that, kind of like Crusher. Here I'm playing in this like inside area rather than the like outside lane, because the inside area is just much more conducive to getting in close range battles. I do like using the Gemini. I don't think it's the best gun by any means, but it is a fun weapon to use and a pretty unique epic weapon, which is one thing I like to see from the epic weapons, is how unique they are compared to like the legendary, rare, or common variants, and I definitely think this weapon is very unique, so for that it gets a positive. I definitely do think you should level up the Saber Team 7 if you haven't already. This is definitely a weapon that you should go for. It's fun to use and it's just a great time. So yeah, that's it for this video. Please like it if you enjoyed it. Comment down below what you thought. I hope you learned something useful.